All right, Troop, we're going to go ahead and get this one started. We should be wrapped up maybe 15, 20 minutes tops. Just going to dive into some mindset stuff. It's going to be good. So grab a paper and pen. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's see. We're going to rock with... I'll save that story for another day. Get my oils on right quick. See what other HBM products we have. I got the Everyday. Got the Everyday oil right there. It's one of the most underrated products at Hard Body Naturals. Let's do one more. Let's go with this one. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. And y'all know the Facebook Live etiquette. Do me a favor and type in the chat where you're dialing in from. If you're watching this, click live. Type live in the chat. If you're watching this on replay, click replay. All right. We'll be starting this thing off momentarily. It should be done. I would say probably about half an hour, give or take. But it'll be some good information. This is stuff I wish I had learned in all those years I was squandering away at college, not getting no information I could use. So hopefully this will resonate with y'all. And if you can hear me okay, if my audio is good, do me a favor and type in a 1 in the chat if my audio is coming in clear. Let me see if we can hop on. There we go. All right, we're good over there. Let me see, Marissa. Okay, I can see some comments now. Let me dive up in these comments. Thank y'all for that. Did I miss the comments? There they go. Nope. Okay, everybody sounds good. Marissa says, the video's glitchy. Oh, that's crazy. Strange. All right. Your sons like the video games? Yeah, good. Yeah, no, but the only way I can get my nieces and nephews to even come over, I have to literally build game rooms and fun stuff for them, pool parties. They won't come visit their uncle otherwise. So, yeah. I get it. Yes, actually, yeah. Thank you, Mel, for that. Yeah, double diamond for sure. The only person I know that's an active diamond in 2 opportunities. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to even do with that yet. But I'll probably make a post about it at some point. I might be the first that I know of, but I'm not the last for sure. Because we're doing some things that are just phenomenal across the board. So let's kind of dive into the info. Let's see. And if y'all have any questions, do me a favor, put them in the chat. Let me get just a little more engagement on the chat just to make sure that the chat I'm looking at is good with y'all. Type a 1 in the chat if y'all ready to get started. Let me just see if it's all dialed in there. And if the video's glitchy, let me know. I don't know why it would be, but let me know. Type a 1 in the chat if y'all ready to get started. And also if the video's glitchy, just let me know if it's glitchy or not, and we'll dive in regardless, okay? Just want to make sure everybody can hear me on audio. Make sure the video's good. Coach LA, what's up? Belinda, good to see you. Sheila, hello. Coach Marcus, welcome. I want to give a huge shout out to Coach Marcus Jones, only the 2nd diamond in the history of Go Designer. We'll talk about that a little bit later on another Facebook Live, but just a quick plug for Coach. Got to make that post today. Let's see what we got. All right, everybody. Why are my comments not dialing in? This is strange. I'm sorry about that. My comments are not, the live chat is not hitting. I don't know what's up with that. Carol, what's up? Good to see y'all. Nakira, Richard, Heidi, Sheila, Coach Sonic. Good to see everybody. Travis, welcome. All right, let's dive in. Let's get it cracking. So one of our themes that we like to really coach and educate people with is what is repeated is remembered and what remembered is repeated. Okay? What is repeated is remembered and what is remembered is repeated. And that's a huge thing because you may have people on this call or on this Facebook Live that weren't on the last one. You may have people who aren't on this one, but who'll be on the next one. Some people will sponsor new people who missed this information because they weren't enrolled yet. And then they get sponsored 2 or 3 weeks from now, and then they get the information in. So you have to hear your coaches and teachers say the same thing over and over again. Listen, we don't like hearing ourselves talk. And we don't like repeating ourselves over and over again, but we know the nature of people. Some people right now are at home with their families and they're kind of distracted. Some things we say might miss you, and then you'll come catch them on the next end. So what is repeated is remembered, and what is remembered is repeated. So if you ever find yourself getting frustrated saying, oh, they said this, or he said that, or Coach Mark says, Coach Sonic said that, or Melissa said this, somebody already said that, they already trained on this, it's not for you. If you already know all the information, you need to be out putting that information into practice. This is for the new people or the people who've been here a while but haven't engaged at this level before. So remember, what is repeated is remembered, and what is remembered is repeated. The second thing I'll tell you, and this is specifically about, not just being a diamond, but being a millionaire in life because of the opportunities and income that network marketing has provided me. I'm going to just be very frank with you. It's one thing to get it. It's another thing to keep it. I know a lot of people who've got it and lost it all. I've made a lot and lost it all several times in my life because it's the nature of, my work ethic. But now I can personally tell you it's a lot easier to keep it than to lose it. I know it sounds weird, but you have to know that though. So that's the second thing I want to tell all of you who are aspiring, not just top earners in network marketing, but aspiring millionaires and millionaires to be. And you're believing God to unlock that financial blessing upon your life so you can bless other people, but you can't pour from an empty cup. It's one thing to make it. It's one thing to get it. It's a whole nother thing to keep it. Remember that, okay? The third thing that I'll mention is this has always been my formula for creating wealth, to making people understand these type of opportunities. And this is the third thing I want to mention. You've heard this before maybe, but if you understand it in your life, it'll make more sense. It's a simplified process of how to gain wealth and how to keep wealth. That's the third thing we're going to talk about tonight. That in order to gain wealth, the simplest way I've ever found, and no, getting lucky, it may be a thing, but getting lucky is not predictable nor duplicatable as far as the timing of it. So don't worry about getting lucky, okay? I've often heard it say the harder you work, the luckier you get. All right. When you look at low risk stuff, that's not how you get rich, but this is what a lot of people are wired to do. Okay. I want you to think in terms of low and high. And in order to gain wealth, like I said, it's one thing to get it, another thing to keep it. In order to gain wealth, I want you to be thinking about low money, low amount invested, little money. Okay. High risk, as in it probably won't work, according to statistics. Okay, that's what I want you to really think about. For example, when I first started my first network marketing company and I made my first 6 figures, I got up to about $14,000 a month before I transitioned to another company because that company was closing and doing some weird stuff. And $14,000 a month, I mean, exciting about it. And then after that, it became 6 figures in 6 months. And then it became like 80 grand in 90 days. We don't get really caught up in the results so much as identifying the process. And the process was this. It didn't cost me a lot of money comparatively to start that opportunity. And when we looked at the statistics of the network marketing industry, it was not 90% success rate become a millionaire. It wasn't at all, or even a 6-figure earner. So I invested a little bit of money in my network marketing company. There was a high risk there, and I got wealthy as a result. Okay. There are some people, I love telling Jordan Adler's story. He invested a little bit of money. And when I say a little bit of money, we mean less than $1,000. So if you look at, HBN, VP pack, $200, 100 CV auto ship, 25 CV even for some people, that's a little bit of money. Anything less than if it don't have a comma in it, it's a little bit of money. It's something, if you need to make an extra $1,000 this month, you could just drive DoorDash a few days a week. You'd make extra $1,000. You could drive Uber or Lyft a couple days a week and make $1,000 this month. Well, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You're lying to yourself because you're probably lazy. And how do I know? Because I used to be lazy. You have time. Everybody has time to make an extra $1,000 a month. I'm not telling you that's what you need to go do. I'm just telling you $1,000 is not a lot of money if you want to get out and make it. It's just not difficult. All right. You can go get a job at Walmart or McDonald's. They're hiring right now. And in about 6 weeks, 8 weeks tops, even part-time, you'd have $1,000. It's not difficult to manifest that amount of money. It's just people don't like working and we're very comfortable with our lives. And hey, I get it. All right. But my thing is, I work like there's no tomorrow so that tomorrow I don't have to work. I pulled a 20-hour workday for Go to Sign the other day. And y'all who are in that group, y'all know the story and y'all know what came from that. Y'all know exactly what came from that. But 20-hour workdays is not a lot for me because I'm going to tell you again, I enjoy it. I enjoy working like there's no tomorrow because tomorrow I don't want to have to work. And that is a fact. So get it over with, get it done. And I can hear you. I can hear your thoughts right now. Oh, well, but I got kids. Yeah, I get it. But who else you gonna do it for? Well, I'm a single dad, or I'm a single mom, or I can't. Hey, I can't really explain all that to you about all that. All I can explain to you is there are single moms and single dads and people that are handicapped and people that don't have high school degrees, that don't have college degrees, that have made millions of dollars in network marketing. So whatever it is you're dealing with, whoever it is, everybody's dealt with what you've dealt with plus some and still made it. So at some point you got to look in the mirror and be like, all right, let's go get it. I'm just telling you, it's a thing. Okay. So when I say invest a little bit of money and have a high risk vehicle, that's how you get wealthy. What you think the lottery is? You're taking $2 on the Powerball. Somebody gonna win it. You put $2 on the Powerball, you probably won't win it. But if you do, you're wealthy. Okay. In network marketing, think of it similarly. I'm going to invest $25, $12, $100. That's like 50 Powerball tickets, whatever. It probably won't work according to statistics. But what if it does? I'll be rich. I'll be wealthy. And Jordan Adler was in 10 network marketing companies in 10 years. Okay. In year number 11, he joined his 11th network marketing company and he became a multimillionaire. He's been a multimillionaire ever since. He lives on the West Coast right now. So you can go through the reason why that formula works for wealth. Take a little bit of money and invest in a high risk vehicle. Of course, you got to put in the work, but nobody's afraid to work. I hope not. Okay. Little bit of money, high risk vehicle. That typically makes people wealthy. It's like Amazon. Amazon didn't cost Jeff Bezos a lot of money to start. He started Amazon with a couple of books in his garage on a house phone. Y'all have seen the pictures. You know the story. You've seen the video. He didn't have no office space. He had hot garage space and a house phone and some books he bought. Didn't cost a lot of money to buy the books. But he sold the books and mailed them to people. And that was a strange thing back then. That idea should not have worked. Online bookseller. The internet wasn't even like out. It didn't cost a lot of money to do. Low money up front. High risk. Probably won't work, Jeff. But ooh, when it worked. It's the truth. It doesn't cost a lot of money to play basketball as a child. It's just a basketball. You can put a milk crate on a pole. You got Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson played basketball. He played sports. It didn't cost money to play sports because it was free. It was high school. It was junior high. It was elementary school. Everybody played sports. It doesn't cost a lot of money. But to want to pursue wealth via the NBA or the NFL, that's a high risk vehicle. You probably won't make it, partner. But oh, if you do. You see? So when you look at wealth, about 80% of the time, it's not inherited. Okay, it's a little amount of money up front, okay, high risk vehicle, but people stick it through. That's how you get paid. That's how you get rich. Little bit of people telling you, oh, it's not, you're never going to make it network marketing. You're never going to make it. You're not going to make it. Awesome. That's just what I wanted to hear. Because now I know that this $100 CV, whatever, I know that this is something that could quite possibly make me rich. Why? Because it fits the formula. Please tell me it's a scam or a scheme and I probably won't make it. I need to hear that. Because if you're telling me, oh, it's a surefire thing, you're guaranteed to make your money, you know these network marketing Forex people do that a lot. The network marketing Forex junkies do that a lot. Oh, get in, you're going to make $20 billion. How many people ever heard of something so stupid? It was called the King Kong Matrix. Anybody ever heard of that in network marketing? It was out for like a month. Anybody ever heard of that? The King Kong Matrix? They were telling people just get in for like $2 or $3 of Bitcoin or $10 in Bitcoin or something. And you'll make $30 million. It was so ridiculous. It was it was ridiculous. Okay, absolutely ridiculous. I'll tell you why it didn't work, because that's not a high risk vehicle. They were just guaranteeing unbelievable returns. And anybody who did it learned within about 30 days that it didn't work. So they lost out. So that's how you get wealth. Low money in, high risk vehicle. Okay. How do you keep money? Because remember, how you get it is not the same process as how you keep it. How you keep money once you make it, you reverse that, you invert it, and you take a large amount of money and you put it in a low risk vehicle. Low risk, low return, but it's safe. And so what I do, and I recommend a lot of people do, for example, is Vanguard mutual funds. Now it takes thousands of dollars to get involved in it. Okay. But if you're already wealthy, spending 5, 10, 15, 25, 50,000 in low risk mutual funds is smart, like the S&P 500. That's smart because you're going to get a return each year somewhere between 9%, 10%, maybe 11 or 13%, depending on the year. But at the end of the day, if you put 100,000 in because you don't want to touch it, because you don't have to touch it, because you made X amount of dollars with HBN or whatever, that next year, that 100,000 is going to be $110,000. You got $10,000 worth of free money. The next year, that $110,000, which you can reach out and touch at any time if you need it, by the way. But if you, that $110,000 the next year, it's not going to be 110. It's going to go up to like 121, 122, maybe 123,000 because the compound interest is going to kick in. So that's how you stay wealthy. You don't stay, like when you get money, let me tell you what's going to happen because I'm preparing you right now because all y'all who want to be your millionaires, just receive it in the name of Jesus. Anybody on here who really want to do it and really feels like they're worthy of it, you'll be a millionaire. Not hard to do, okay? Take it from me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Now hear me out. Once you get your money and people know about it, just hear me out. They are going to start asking you for loans all the time, okay? I'm going to just tell you right now, I probably, as far as, this is probably the last month I've ever loaned anybody anything. I'm going to just tell you, this is it, right? Because A, you're probably never going to get it back. B, it's always friends or family, people that are super close. And the only thing I dislike more than the loan people, and I'm just telling you what's going to happen to you. That's not how you stay wealthy. That's how you lose your money. Okay? So I've loaned, so it's not even, I don't want to talk, it makes me sick to think about it. How much I've loaned that over the years, it's irrelevant. It ain't happening no more. But it's the point that because I'm moving somewhere different with my life, mentally. You see, I got other things I got to invest in. And I need you to understand, as charitable as you want to be, you have to at some point have a limit and set boundaries. You have to. You have to. You just got to know that. And so I'm telling you that in advance before you get your money. The second thing you got to look out for, this is my favorite, are the people with the great business ideas. When the people find out you got money, you will hear from people who say, bro, I got the best idea. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Listen, I want to do this, 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 and this. And I'm just like, never invest in anything like that. Send them to the bank or give them an opportunity to start a network marketing business with you and help them get it. Do not invest in, no, them ideas are terrible. They're always terrible. They're always terrible. So many people have gone broke trying to invest in the dreams of friends and family when the friends and family didn't want to invest their own money. They wanted to invest your money. Remember, these people got families. They got wives and husbands and baby daddies and baby mamas and kids, and they still coming to you. Think about that. They got the bank. They got a $2,000 iPhone, but they coming to you. I need you to understand. You gotta have walls up. Otherwise, you will not stay wealthy. You have to have a little bit of money and a big risk to get rich, and they can do the same thing. It will take work, but they can do the same thing. And to stay wealthy, you take a lot of money and invest it in a low-risk vehicle. Drop a 1 in the chat if that conceptually makes sense. If conceptually, low-risk mutual funds, S&P 500 index funds, just if it makes sense to put $50,000 in and get a free $5,000 from the fund, that is more money than you have when you put in there. So does it drop a 1 in the chat if the concept of low risk, high risk, low, just drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. If it don't make sense, I don't want to, I'm not going to continue along that line because it's a waste of y'all time and I don't want to waste y'all time. Okay. Next up, I'm going to just tell you, we're in hard times right now, not as individuals, but as a world. And I don't know if you've noticed that. Remember this, and we'll move on to the next part of it because we're almost done with this particular thing. This is really about mindset right now, and I'll tell you why in a second. The world is in hard times, but hard times create great people. When you hit a hard time in your life, you have the opportunity to become great. When you're in debt and your back's against the wall, I was homeless twice, just an FYI. I wasn't almost homeless. You see, I'm the person that my family and friends call when they almost become homeless. My family and friends, up until today, they all know if they need something, all right, you're going to call me. I don't have anybody to call. That's what's, so when you're going to become that person one day, all right? Hard times create great people. Okay? Great people create easy times. They create good times. Okay? So hard times create great people. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. Take it from me. You're going to be great. Okay? Just take it. Just don't fight it. Just take it. Just, yes, I'm going to be great. Will said it. I'm going to be great. My mama might not have told me I was going to be great. My daddy might not have told me I'm going to be great. Your husband and your wife might not have told you you're going to be great, but I'm telling you, you're going to be great. You're going to be great. Okay? Hard times create great people. Great people create good times. They create good times. We truly do. You will too. But here's the thing. Good times create soft people. And soft people create hard times. I'm going to say it again. It's going to click for one of y'all. If you're in hard times, this is not bad. If you're in network marketing, if your life is looking weird, you're in a life with a high risk right now, you're going to be fine. Not worried about you. Because hard times create great people, and great people create good times. For your family, your friends, and everybody. Great people create good times. But good times create soft people. Good times create weak people. People that will sooner borrow from you, loan from you, steal from you, than go get it on their own. How many people have been stolen? Everybody on this Zoom been stolen from. Who ain't never been stolen from? If you never been stolen from, put I've never been stolen from in the chat. It probably won't be a single person. Somebody done stole your time or your money or your sandwich out the fridge. Somebody done stole, everybody been stolen from. Okay? Just understand that. But good times create weak, soft people. Okay? And weak, soft people create hard times. It's their fault. Y'all don't want to hear me say it, but it's the truth. You can look at the American political landscape right now. These politicians, kids done went crazy out here. They selling crack out the White House and people laughing at America. I'm not lying. It's what it is. It's what it is. Okay? So when you become great and you create those good times, make sure your kids don't become soft and weak and end up selling crack out the White House or coke or whatever it was. Don't embarrass them. Don't let them embarrass you like that. I got an uncle. I love him dearly. He came into a lot of money. He came into about $500,000, and he reconnected with his daughter, who he hadn't seen in a while because he had a lot of issues with it. With that particular baby mother, he had some issues, and he came into like $400-some thousand, close to $500,000 in a very short amount of time, and him and his daughter, man, they just partied it up all the time. She ended up overdosing on dope and she died. She died. And then he went through a hard time. He got depressed. He went to jail after that. All that good times, it exposed a lot of stuff and it was bad. So I'm not telling you nothing like that I don't know firsthand. It's life. It's life. So, All right. So why is mindset important? And I know we had a different angle with this one, but quite frankly, y'all already know what to do. Mindset's important because you'll have people that come and join HBN and they'll join. They got access to the same products as you, the same pay plan as you. They got access to the same coaches. Now, if y'all separate from y'all coaches and you go in a different direction, that's on you. I can't speculate. Some people going to other companies and losing their mind out here, and that's okay, right? But when you come to HBN, you got the same coaching and training to everybody. You got access to the same products. You got access to the same boot camps and events. You got access to the same pay plan. You got access to the same Facebook groups. And guess what? Some people make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Some people don't make nothing. Some people become great. Some people make no money and make a fool out themselves. So the only thing different is going to be your mindset and action that you take and the actions that you don't take, the things you do and the things you don't do. That's the only difference. I got to shoot this straight to you. I can't blow smoke at y'all. I got to tell you the truth. When people come into HBN and make a bunch of money, some of them join after you. They got access to maybe they're a little more consistent, but then it comes down to your action. What do you do and what you don't do? And it's the things that you do and the things that you refrain from doing that will make you great. Discipline through freedom, or discipline from freedom through discipline. That's something I tell myself all the time. Freedom through discipline. That's what it is. So your mindset and what you do and what you don't do, that's the difference. Because HBN is the same for everybody. It's like go to sign. Go to sign is the same for everybody. That's what it is. Okay. Now, if you're doing everything, and this is what we'll close with tonight, if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, if you have any questions, put those in the chat for me. If you have any questions at all, put those in the chat. Okay? Because we're about to wrap this up. If you're doing the things that you need to be doing in this business, and you're not doing the things you don't need to be doing, you're focused, you're loyal to the brand, you're making the magic happen, you're using the products every day, you're posting like you're supposed to, you're attending boot camps virtually or in person, you're locked in, you're talking to people, you're doing it, and you're still not quite clicking for it. You've been doing it consistently long enough for it to matter. Let's pretend that's the case. You're plugged in, you're writing notes, you're doing the stuff. You're not making excuses. You're working on your skills. You're reading these network marketing books. This book here, I haven't even read it yet. It's called The Ultimate Script Book. So I'm not recommending this one yet because I only recommend books I've read in that, like, for example, this book. I just saw the thing because I was just reading it again for the third time. This book I do recommend. It's called Be the Top 1% in Network Marketing by Tom Big Al Schreider. I don't get paid when you buy this. This is just a great book. It's called 7 Simple Steps to Leave the 99% Behind. I love this book. This is my third time reading it. So I recommend that. This book I have not read yet. It's called The Ultimate Script Book by Rob Sperry for network marketers. It looks really cool. I got it on Amazon. I haven't read it yet, but I will. And then I'll let y'all know if it's worth buying or not. I have no idea. But I'll read it and let y'all know. Now, if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and you're still not making it, it probably comes down to either one or two things, a belief issue or a worthiness issue. I'm not going to talk about belief tonight. We'll cover that on Sunday night. Tonight, we're going to talk about worthiness very quickly. And instead of telling you and explaining you how this is probably an issue for some of y'all have a subconscious belief that you're not worthy. It was programmed into you from your parents or by the TV or maybe even in utero, maybe even in the womb. It was programmed into you just like it was programmed into me that we're not worthy of any of the greatness that we should have in this world, and that's simply not true. Now, instead of going through some long psychological diatribe to try to cure you of the unworthiness disease, I'm going to just tell you some stuff that worked for me. You can like it and try it or not, but this is the stuff that really worked for me prior to me starting network. I think this is the only reason I was even able to find network marketing, because I started to believe in myself that I was worthy of great things, worthy of the lifestyle I wanted, worthy of the quality relationships, worthy of the vacations, the cars. I had to really get out of my own head about worthiness because it's a big deal. And the problem with worthiness is it's easy to see when people don't believe in themselves. We as network marketing leaders and coaches and teachers, we can easily point out that person doesn't believe in themselves. That's their problem. Okay. It's what it is. All right. Like, for example, that story doesn't matter. All right. So, but worthiness, it's much more insidious. Worthiness, you don't really know it's there. Things just don't go right for you, and you don't know why. And you keep forgetting that success is an inside job. And this is how you know it's a worthiness issue and not a belief issue. Because a belief issue is obvious. Everybody should tell you, like, people go through this all the time. But a worthiness issue, this is how you know you have a worthiness issue. Because A, you don't have what you want. B, you're very close to getting what you want, but you can see it, you can touch it, almost smell it, but you don't get it. Something always happens. It's self-sabotage, but on a subconscious level. Okay? Worthiness issues typically manifest as almost got it. Belief issues manifest as, man, I ain't even close. I don't believe I can make it to the NBA, so I ain't even gonna try. That's belief. Worthiness is, man, I think I can make it. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, but it's not happening, but it should be, but it's not. Why? In worthiness, you'll know because you haven't recognized the worthiness issue if you're still blaming other people, places, and things. If you're not pointing the finger at yourself in the mirror and saying it's my decisions and my choices that have got me to where I'm at in this life, and until you can own that, yeah, so-and-so did me dirty. Boy, you the one dating them. So-and-so did me dirty. They tried to cross. You sponsored them. Oh, man, what a company did this in the company. You chose the company. You didn't vet it good, I guess. At some point, when I came to my life and I said, you know what, bro, it's all on you. You homeless. You are in this 97 Dodge Caravan in New Orleans back in the early 2000s. You are melting. The car wasn't even mine. Didn't even run, but it was a place to get up out the rain. you got to at some point have that back against the wall moment, that hard time moment when you decide to become great. And I said 2 words to myself. When it was so hot in that van, when I was homeless living in that van, it was so hot. It wasn't cold outside. Your nose would run because the heat would liquefy any mucus or anything in here, and your nose would just run constantly because it's so hot in New Orleans in August. And I said 2 words to myself, never again. I said never again would this ever happen. It just wouldn't. It just won't. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of it or how I'm gonna make it and never not. It will never again. Never again. And just a few months later, I got a job. I got this. I was at the library. Homeless people love the library, by the way. It's air conditioned. They got books. I started reading. There's all kind of cool stuff happening. And I ended up discovering that my issue was not that I didn't have parents who loved me. My parents were fantastic to this very day. I love my parents. Will, why you didn't just go home? Because I'm a grown man and I'm too proud for that. If I'm homeless and I'm out in the street because I made bad decisions as a young man, who I look like going to my parents who worked hard to get me through school and everything? Who I look like going home to them a complete failure? Talking about, please let me sleep on the couch till I get my life together. Now, if you're a woman or a young lady, yes, you probably should do that. If you had to choose as a young woman, if you had to choose, or a kid, if you got to choose between being homeless and going to your parents, go home. The street ain't no place for a woman. It's just not. I've been there. It ain't. And everybody knows that. I'm all about equality. I'm all about equal. Yes, trust me. But go home. Now for dudes, bro, get your life together. Being homeless is probably one of the best things for a lot of men. Going to the military is a great thing for men. Being broke is a joke. Getting your heart broken. Traumatic stuff is good for men. It's not good for ladies. It's just not. It makes you hard. It makes you real masculine. It makes you hard. You feel like you got to protect yourself and stab people. It's unfortunate. But that's a lot of times because men aren't doing our job. But people, society don't want to hear that right now. They don't want to hear it. All right. Well, that's a whole nother diatribe. Probably do a podcast on that one day. But here's the thing. From a worthiness issue, this is what I discovered when I started reading the Bible in a library. Had never seen one before. My grandmother had one, but I wasn't paying attention to that. She was old. Here's what I learned. Genesis 15:16, one of the greatest verses I ever read in my life. We're going to close with this, by the way. And hopefully this will help you on the worthiness side because it worked for me. And hopefully I didn't offend anybody on here. However, if I did, it's probably what you needed. And I say it out of love, truly love. Even if I don't know you, half the people I don't even know, but whatever. This will be on YouTube at some point. And some strangers are going to hear this. I'm going to be like, I don't know you, stranger, but I love you. And I hope that you take this in the spirit, which was meant. And I hope you change your life. Genesis 15:6, one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. Oh my gosh. Okay. It says, Abraham believed the Lord and it was credited to him for righteousness. Oof. I'm going to say it again. Abraham believed the Lord. That's all he did was believe him. And it was credited to him for righteousness. Was Abraham perfect? No. Abraham got a side chick pregnant and kicked her and her kids out the house. The dude wasn't a good dude. He cheated on his wife. I mean, she kind of told him do it or whatever, but she didn't believe God. He kicked the maidservant out the house when she got pregnant with all his sons. I mean, the dude was trifling. Like, let's be real. Abraham fouled. He would have got canceled if he did that stuff. But the Bible says right there in Genesis, why did his life become great? Why did all his sons and daughters become healthy? Why did his life multiply? Because he was righteous. But he didn't do nothing righteous. It says that he believed the Lord. The Lord said, you'll be great. He said, okay, I believe you. And that was that. And his belief was credited to him for righteousness. So if he didn't believe, he would be considered unrighteous, which is what all of us are. Nobody's really righteous. But this is just my personal opinion. You are entitled to whatever spiritual beliefs you choose to ascribe to. I'll just know what worked for me and what manifested greatness in my life. That comes from God. That comes from the Lord. So, and it said, he believed the Lord and it was credited to him for righteousness. Wow. Thanks. So I just got to believe in the Lord. And I'm good? Basically, yeah. That's the start. Can't stop there. Don't go out robbing banks and selling crack in the White House. But be a good person, but at the same time, you're never going to attain perfection. Christ did. We don't. We try, but we don't. We do not. But still, you still get great things in this life. Next up, Psalm 27:13, because some of y'all ain't believing that you're worthy of stuff yet. Some of y'all believe in God. You believe in the Lord. but you still don't feel like you will. Let me give you another one, because it took some concrete to get chipped out of my head too. Don't worry. Psalm 27 verse 13. This is one of my favorite, because you know who wrote this one. This was David. Psalm 27:13. He said, still, like in spite of what I done, he said, still, I am certain to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Sweet Jesus. David said, now remember, David had killed a bunch of people. I think it said thousands of people. It said that David had cheated. He got with Bathsheba. He had a kid out of wedlock. He killed her husband. Like, dude was like Abraham, but worse. Why is God so fond of using imperfect people? I don't know. But boy, that gave me hope. Amen. And so it says right here in Psalm 27:13, it says, still I am certain, still, in spite of, I am certain to see the goodness of the Lord, not just in heaven. He said the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Well, I'm still breathing. Therefore, I never killed nobody. I ain't never killed nobody's husband and got nobody pregnant and kicked them out the house. I've never done none of that stuff. So I feel like, and I ain't never killed nobody. I have been shootouts before, but I ain't never killed nobody. David done killed a lot of people. He good. I know. Me and the Lord. Listen, that's the great part. Somebody told me the other day when we're talking about business and why they hadn't joined me yet. They said, Will, I didn't join you yet. He ended up joining the other day, but he said, I didn't join. It took a while because people were talking so much bad stuff about you. Now, the stuff wasn't true. Don't matter. He still ended up joining, but it was the principal that he was like, man, they were just talking bad stuff about you. I'm like, that's cool. Luckily for me, I don't need nobody but the Lord to make it. Lucky for me, right? That's what it is. And if you want to be great, you want to be a millionaire, let's bring this thing full circle, people going to talk about you. Give them something to talk about. All right, let me give you one more. This is John 14:12. It says, this is Christ speaking in this one. So this is written in red in the Bible, John 14:12. It says, truthfully, I say unto you that he who believes in me, the works that I do, shall he do, and even greater work shall he do. Now, that's a big statement that a lot of people will never preach on ever, because it says, this is Jesus talking. He says, the things I've done, you'll do it too, if you really believe in me. And so I'm like, yo, this is the Lord speaking, man. That's crazy. But I don't talk about, like, I'm not ready to go walk on water yet. My faith is not at that level. But I tell you one thing he did do that I thought was cool. He, in a particular story that was in, when he went and got the coin, he sent one of his disciples to go get a coin out of fish's mouth. And that was the amount of taxes he was supposed to pay for the year for like 2 people. Now, some people say it was income tax. Some people say it was temple tax. We really don't know for sure. We weren't there. We don't know how much silver or gold is worth in currencies, but it's money people wasn't playing with. And if you adjust it for inflation, it's probably a significant amount of money. Like you adjust for inflation 2,000 years ago, there's probably a significant amount of money. Now, it was time to pay taxes. And he was like, yo, I think it's for Matthew maybe. And he goes, hey, go fishing and pull up the fish and get money out the fish mouth and go pay our taxes. For 2 people, by the way. He made enough money in one day while he was fishing to pay taxes for a whole year for 2 people. Now, the amount of the tax varies according to historical record. Nobody really knows. You can always go take the amount of silver and gold, multiply it, take today's rate, adjust for inflation. Who knows how much it costs, but it wasn't free. And it was really a Bible story about divine providence and understanding divine timing, understanding that if he said everything I did shall ye do, I'm like, sound good to me. I owe a lot of taxes. I think I probably need to make probably $120,000, $130,000 in a day just to pay the taxes. Jesus did it. So I'm building my belief right now, not just to make $100,000 a month. I believe on that all the time. I want to make $100,000 in a day. Why? Because according to my study of scripture, Jesus did it. And he said, if he did it, I can do it. Because I want to pay my taxes. My taxes is a lot. And I want to make enough in one day with almost no effort. That's just me. Now, your belief might not be there yet. But I don't have the same worthiness issues I used to have. And hopefully after hearing this whole thing, click on replay, put it on YouTube, share it with your team, share it with your family. Hopefully you won't have the same worthiness issues too, and your life will start to turn around, but you can't go back. All right, I'm gonna give you one more. Let me give you one more bonus tip. And this is from, I wrote this down. I know we don't have time for it, but I want you to have it. It's from 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. It's another one of my favorite verses from the New Testament. And John, John's a Bible patriarch. I mean, a real Bible OG. We're talking about John now. This ain't Billy. This ain't Chris. This is John. John, Billy and Chris are not in the Bible, by the way. But I mean, this means Christian, but the word Christian is not about. Never mind. Okay. All right. John says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in good health, even as your soul prospers." John says that in the New Testament, 3 John, toward the end. Okay? Chapter 1, verse 2, he says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in good health," be healthy, "even as thy soul prospereth." So John, who to me is one of those people that has a direct line to God. This is John I'm talking about, right? This ain't Bobby. This ain't Curtis. This is John, the guy. Not John Wick. This is Bible John right now. To me, that guy, people like John and Paul, Peter, like the three, they got like direct lines of communication I wish I had at some point. I'm gonna pray for that. His prayer to this very day, because the Bible is a living word, his prayer is that he calls us beloved. So God, we're here, we're existing, God loves us. He says, "I pray that you may prosper in all things." I could have stopped there because that sounds good to me. Like prosper in all things, I can't reach it. It's probably meant I'm not supposed to show y'all that because I can't reach it. If I could reach it, I'd probably show you. I want to prosper in all things. And he says, be in good health. So he wants your body to be right. He wants you to prosper in all things, like material stuff, books, a piano, vacations, money. All things mean all things, by the way. And prosper mean good stuff. He didn't say, I want you to lose and be bad in all things. He said, prosper. This is a good thing. We got an oil for that. He says, I pray his prayer, and he's not praying to us. He's praying to God on our behalf. Understand what that means. Till this very day, he's still doing it. I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. So he wants your eternal salvation, your soul to be good, your spirit, man, your intellect, your mindset. He wants that to prosper, but he also wants your physical person, your health and physical person to prosper, but he also wants you to prosper in all the material stuff that he knows everybody wants and needs anyway. Just understand that. And when I put all that stuff together, it started to unlock in me a certain elite level worthiness that, God, you must want me to be happy, wealthy, healthy, and everything else. You must. Because you put it in your book too many times for me to not believe it. All right? That's what we got. So hopefully that'll set you on your journey, the mindset, and always remember, we work like there's no tomorrow, so that tomorrow we don't have to work. All right, so let's get out. Let's get after it. Anybody got any questions about anything? Put those in the chat. I got another live to do right now. We got about 30 seconds. Put any questions in the chat, and we out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you Sunday night. Tonight we talked about worthiness. Sunday night we're going to be talking about belief. Will, why are you teaching us things like worthiness and belief and not teaching us more network marketing skills? Because I gave you a list of 12 books you need to read and the One Team, One Dream YouTube channel, and all the information is there for you. Just go read the book or listen to the audio. The skills are all out there for you. They're easy to acquire. It's the mindset that's giving y'all problems, I can tell, because we've given you everything. We have truly empowered you, but you're not using the stuff at a certain level or working on inside stuff. So, all right, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one.